Hello everyone, this is Logan, and welcome to the Vintage Gaming Show. So, Konami. They've made some good games, some bad games, and some games that aren't quite as bad as some people might say. Where does today's game, Batman Returns, fall? Probably the first one, maybe, because while this is a good game, and while I can recommend this to pretty much anyone who is a fan of the beat-em-up genre, there are a few faults that you might want to put into consideration. What do I mean by all of this? Well, let's take a look. So upon starting the game, you'll notice that this was made in the year 1993. Keep that date in mind because I'll be using it against this game later. Also, something else I feel I should mention, this says that it's called Batman 3, but it actually is called Batman Returns. I don't know, maybe it's some kind of regional thing with the ROM or something like that, I don't know. Alright, so now we have a storyline, so let's pretend like we care about that. It is a peaceful winter night in Gotham City. The Ice Princess is about to light up the Christmas tree for the citizens. God, can this move any slower? Come on, next thing. Thank you. Suddenly, a huge gift box appears and screw this. Skip. So, after that long intro, we finally get to the game itself. Now, I'm going to be going through the negatives first, just because I want to get them out of the way, first and foremost. The first problem I have with this game is the graphics. Now, on the surface, they're not too bad. I mean, Batman looks like Batman, the background looks like a background, but the graphics aren't as polished as they probably could have been. Now, I wouldn't mind this too much, but when was the year this game came out again? Oh yeah, 1993. That's 2 years after the Super Nintendo was released. 3 if you live in Japan. I mean, if you're going to willingly release a game on an obsolete piece of hardware, you may as well go all out and take advantage of the obsolete hardware. You know, push it to its limits and whatnot. I mean, granted, graphics don't make the game, but given the time period this game came out, and given the system that it was released on, I feel it could have made it look a bit better. To further prove my point, here's the original Batman game, released in 1989 by Sunsoft. Now, notice the textures and the shadings, all of which are not quite as polished in Batman Returns. But then again, graphics aren't too deal-breaking, and they really shouldn't be for any game. However, something that might be kind of deal-breaking is the controls. To start off with, we have A to jump and B to punch. Pressing both A and B will do a spin attack. Now, that's fine, and to be fair, the controls really aren't too slippery or too stiff or anything like that, but here's where it kind of starts to go downhill. To select a different weapon, you push the select button. Now, when you select weapons in a beat-em-up, it would typically overwrite the punch button, or the other attack. Well, in this game, you have to push up and B to use the special attack. Dear Konami, just because it worked in Castlevania doesn't mean it's gonna work here. So go back to 1993 and fix it. And the reason it did work in Castlevania, apart from the obvious, this is a 2D side-scroller, is the fact that in Castlevania, you could only hold one weapon at a time. Batman Returns, on the other hand, can hold more items. So, go back to what I said. Have the stronger attack overwrite the punch button, and things will be a lot better. Alright, so I think I'm gonna stop here, because the more I talk about this game, the more I make it sound like I really don't like it. And that's not true at all. The controls, excluding the previously mentioned learning curve, aren't too bad, plus you will get used to them eventually. The gameplay is enjoyable, as are most beat-em-ups in my opinion. I'm Batman. And the sound? Well, just listen. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the best music on the console. And keep in mind, this is the system that brought us music like this. So, bottom line, do I recommend this game or not? It's a beat-em-up Batman game. Why haven't you downloaded the ROM already? God. But in all seriousness, despite some of the game's flaws, I personally recommend this game, whether you see it in a local game store or online with your emulator and whatnot. I personally recommend this game. I don't think you'll be disappointed, even with the game's flaws. Here's a Venn diagram. I have no knowledge of photo editing or creating whatsoever, so here's something off Google Images. Yeah. You're welcome.